Can you build a business in a single day? I'm not talking about just designing a logo. I'm talking about like a proper business. This isn't just a website. It's like a fully functioning business. And that's the challenge that I've decided to set myself. And I'm going to try and record everything that I do as I go to help you understand how you could go about setting up a business and all of the different steps. I've got this framework that I apply to usually businesses that are slightly bigger. They probably reach £250,000 worth of turnover. They've got few staff and they're struggling with some of the operational side of the business. Things aren't working or they might need some operational software. But I was like, hang on a minute. If I apply the same framework to my own goings on, I wonder whether it'll work. So I was like, actually, this could be really, really useful. So that's what I'm going to do. And I've got this harebrained idea and I'm going to take you through it and we're going to see how we get on today, basically. And you probably think, bloody hell, Justin, hang on a minute. You're an accountant. You teach specialist subject teacher at a university. You've written 3 books. You're the financial director in a property business. And like, why the hell would you start another business? And I'm not talking about a pretendy business. Not only do I want to start a proper business, I want to actually start something that doesn't require me. And it should operate without me and it should be completely process driven. And I think here lies the problem is that I drive along and I play this game in the car with my wife. Is I see white vans on the road and I see the email address and I see the mobile phone number and it tells me that name, that Ian at whatever the name of the business is, or maybe it's a Gmail address or a Hotmail address. It's like giving me X-ray vision glasses that I can see into that business and I can see that it operates around one person and they are basically one person away from a complete and utter disaster. So what I want to do is give you a bit of an insight into how I would go about building stuff. I've been building businesses for 20 years. I've been pretty successful at it. I probably could have been more successful at it if I hadn't taken a 4-day working week and things like that, which I've been doing for 13 years. But I've always wanted a business that has allowed me to have flexibility. Anyway, I've got some stuff to show you. It's going to be like a Blue Peter episode. Here's one I made earlier. So the first thing is that I've written 3 books, and this is going to tell us a story to start us off. Like, where are the books? Here they are. So the first one, The Science of Business. This has really been a great product for me. It sits in the quite often in the top 10 best self-employed books in the UK. It sells regularly. It's a self-published author. That's pretty unheard of. A lot of people, they don't sell many books a day. And realistically, you don't need to sell huge numbers of books. I sell somewhere in the region of 2 to 8 a day. That's kind of roughly where I sit. But I wrote it in 2022, really before the advent of AI. And it took me 9 months to do it. And back then, that was fast to write a book. Fast forward a little bit of time, and I was asked to become a keynote speaker at a conference. And the speaking event was titled 10 Ideas to Save 10% in 10 Minutes. And ta-da, a little thin book. It's a bit of a fun book that I did. It was a bit of a challenge to myself. But we'd started to see AI come onto the scenes. And I wrote this book in about 30 days. The Kindle edition came out within that 30-day window. Paperback followed a little bit later. And if you're very observant on my work, you'll find that I've actually redesigned all the covers of all of my books as well. But let's fast forward to this year. Ta-da! Making Tax Digital came on the scenes. Obviously, one of my day job really is I work as an accountant, and I'm a pretty skilled what's called systems accountant. So I come from a technology background, and I saw this huge problem emerging with Making Tax Digital. But we went from nothing to me holding the book, and the actual physical book that came out was this one. It's ever so slightly different, but this was the original copy, my first ever copy. But the final book I basically held it in 13 days. A couple of days after that, I used AI voice technology to create the audio book. The Kindle edition was out at the same time, and I basically in a fortnight I had the book all done. It was quite incredible. And I think that's the point is technology is allowing me to move at an incredible rate. And that's part of the challenge for kind of what I'm going to do in the next 24 hours is create this business that in 24 hours using technology. Someone said to me a little while ago that AI is like it got an IQ of 120. I have no idea whether that's true or not. I can tell you from using it myself, it's pretty damned clever. If it does have an IQ of 120, that's above the average of the average UK population has an IQ of 100. And AI has made potentially 120 in every subject area known to man. it's allowed me to do stuff that I just never thought was possible. So I'll show you some stuff here. I've got a 3D printer. Never thought I'd have a 3D printer in my life, but here I have. I've got something in my home, and this is something that I've printed. If I take the lid off, rather nice, isn't it? There's the Insta logo on there, and inside is my Insta 360 camera. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I could print something out and I could start selling it online. Now, I'd probably have a bit of a problem with something like this because I've downloaded it from Thingiverse or Makerworld or somewhere like that. So it's probably got protection on the rights, but it's dead clever, isn't it? It even prints the thread for the thing, but protects my camera on the go. But you start to get an impression of me because I love creating stuff. I've got an Insta 360 camera. I go out fell running, go out running with my pals, or go rock climbing, or whatever it happens to be. I capture all of that and I put it onto a YouTube channel. It's great for the kids as well for the future. You know, they can sort of look back and see stuff. I've always enjoyed a bit of video editing. Here's something else I've printed as well. I don't think this is very good, though. If you've ever been up Cheviot in Northumberland, I did a running race there called the Pendulum, where you run up Cheviot and then you run down and you run up Headship. But it's got this trig point on the top. It's quite a thing. I thought I'll create my own headphone stand and stuff like that. But I mean, again, I'm not an expert on 3D design and things, but I'm producing all this stuff, and it's really any problem that I come up against. I ask my friend ChatGPT about this, because ChatGPT is fantastic about kind of creating images in particular, and I can visualize stuff so incredibly well with it. I am using other AI tools as well, like Claude, to do other kind of stuff. I'll maybe touch on that as I create my kind of video series. But the point is that I've become very efficient at creating stuff, and that's really, I'm getting better and I can produce it faster because of AI technologies. And it's starting to be embedded into everything. Like this video that I'm recording today, it will automatically transcribe it. It will automatically edit it for me. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. Yeah, there's still some work for me to do, but I can move at an incredible rate, and people look at, I've got a video about that. Well, I think it's called the one-man marketing machine, which I'll pop up on screen if you want to have a look at it. But it's where I'm doing everything myself, basically. But where did this idea for creating a business in one day? Because I got a bit off track there, didn't I? Well, what happened is I took my son. There's one more Blue Peter, by the way, coming here. More showing. Well, here's one I made earlier. But I took my son to Primark. He needed some clothes for his leavers assembly. He was moving on from primary school, and they were doing a performance. And I was looking at the t-shirts while he was in the changing room, thinking, actually, I'd love some new t-shirts, but I can't find anything that is JT, that is Justin. Something like, I think you're getting the idea that I go out fell running, I go rock climbing, I record my adventures. I love skiing and I love being outdoors, and nothing really speaks to me. And I've looked at the other stuff in, the outdoor companies, and they're pretty generic type t-shirts. They don't tell me what my interests are. So while my son's in the changing rooms, I asked ChatGPT and said, I've got this idea for creating my own t-shirts. What do you think? And I gave an example of a t-shirt that I'd owned in the past, and it was really, really clever. There was this company called Chunk. I think they're still around, Chunk Clothing. But it had these 6 Pantone swatches, the Pantone, the colour people, and it had the different Sesame Street animals, the different colours for them, but it only had their eyes. A very funky t-shirt. I used to wear it loads when I was in my 20s, but I was like, we could do something like that, couldn't we? Very quickly, ChatGPT, because I've talked to it so much about different running adventures and things that I've done and things that I'm interested in, it came up with a storyboard of 6 different concepts. Very quickly, in the space of a few hours, I'd taken those concepts, I'd loaded up Canva, and I'd designed my own t-shirt. Not only that, I'd asked it where I could get them printed from. And here's one. My wife wasn't terribly keen on this one. British birds. As the woodcock looks in the other direction to the other ones, But it was a kind of a play on that Pantone thing. I think there's got some copyright problems on that one, which I'll put that one away. But very quickly, I sort of thought about Lakeland Fells. I love the Lake District. And here's the next design that came about. And this one's a bit more kind of, hang on, we're getting somewhere. So it's getting that idea of a colour swatch, isn't it? Thinking about the colours of the Lake District, and we've got Helvellyn, Scotfell Pike on there, Blencathra, Catbell, Skiddaw, Great Gable, absolutely beautiful view of Great Gable you get from Haystacks. But what I came up with the idea is, I don't know whether you can actually see, I'll see if I can come a bit closer to the camera. These are contour lines from mapping data. Now, I used a tool in Canva. I didn't even know this existed until ChatGPT educated and taught me about it. That called Magic Image. And I basically said, here was a contour of a mountain. Could you then turn this into a three-dimensional thing for me that I could put in? And I kid you not, it was about 6:30 in the evening that we were wandering around the shopping centre in Primark. And by 9:30 at night, I'd sent these to print. 2 T-shirts off to print. And I've been wearing the Lakeland Fells one, and my friends who are into outdoors and camping and all of that sort of stuff, they've been admiring it, and they're like, this is quite a good idea. So I was like, do you know what? Actually, I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because I've got this framework I've been using with clients that I think there are actually 5 key parts to a business. So let's just quickly have a think about these 5 key parts to a business. The first one is about technology. So I think a business is all about creating a good technology foundation. The next part of it is about creating finance. Like, I call this the finance stack. And that's putting in the latest technology. How are we going to capture transactions? Like, kind of how we're going to do it efficiently, basically, because we need to know whether we're going to make money. The next kind of bit is about onboarding. So how do you onboard a client effectively? Because 80% of admin in your business always runs around onboarding. The next thing is about people and processes. So how do we get other people doing stuff for us? And how do we have it being done the same way every single time? And then the last bit, believe it or not, I've already been talking about automation and AI, but the last bit in your business is using automation and AI to automate something. Because once we've got all those other foundational things right, think about it like a pyramid. Technology sits right at the bottom, and we're really bad. Like, small business owners are really bad at doing this stuff right. And what happens is they end up with their, like, basically a house of cards. Is they're running off a Gmail address. It's like a recipe for disaster. Why not run on your proper own domain name, for example? And this is what this video series is all going to be about. Is I've got this concept for T-shirts, and I've got a way of producing them where I don't even have to touch the product. And I want to show you how I can do that really, 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 really quickly using my framework. And I'm going to take you through each part of the framework. There's going to be a series of videos. So each part of the framework, so technology, for example, will be a separate video. But I'll probably put a video up front about some things to do with, like, forming a company. So if you sell it, I'm going to be selling online. It doesn't have to be selling online, but for selling online, I think you should have a company. Now, I've got a few cheats along the way because I already have a company. I already have a bank account. I already have a online payment provider. So I don't have the times that view to create a business in 24 hours. It's probably not possible because Company's House, for example, will have to do some ID checks and form that company. It might take 2 days to do that. Opening the bank account, depending on what you're wanting to do, that could be instant, up to several weeks. And opening the card processing facility might take a bit of time as well. Nowadays, actually, some of these checks are happening really, really quickly. So you might actually find that you can get up and running really, really quickly. And I'm going to create this kind of seamless connection onto an online store where when someone orders it, basically someone else produces it for me and sends it directly to the customer. Wow, this is cutting edge stuff. I have no idea whether this is going to work, by the way. And I think that's the great thing about this series is I've not done anything in advance. So just remember this, is I don't have anything at this stage. I don't have a logo. I don't have a brand. The one thing I do have is the domain name. So I had a previous business back in 2004, and I've always held on to the domain name, and I've always liked it. And it's called Avit, AVVIT, and it's a play on a British expression. Well, I think it's a British expression called have it. And I think that links really well into the outdoor environment. But I don't have a logo. I'm going to design one. I've got a rough idea for, I think, what I could do with my products. I've still got to design the actual products themselves because at the moment I have one rough T-shirt design. I'm going to show you inside some of my accounting systems as well. Although they are already in place because I'm using an existing limited company, which is allowing me to go a bit quicker. But I've got no marketing. I've got no automation for this business. I've got no AI. I'm going to have to do everything. And not only that, I want to find a real order. I want to sell some stuff. So that video, I'm going to the first one is I'm going to look at things like, how do you go about forming a company? Where do you get a domain name from and all of that kind of stuff. Then we're going to get into my 5 pillars of how you run your business. So we'll start with that technology. Then I'll probably do a couple of videos at the end where we're going to actually, within a week, we're going to have a look and see whether I've sold anything. What happens if I don't sell anything? And then we'll maybe have a revisit in like a month or maybe 6 weeks later down the line and actually see whether the business has worked and whether it's making any money. And we'll have a look at financial reporting and all of that kind of stuff as well. But for the moment, I don't know whether I said this earlier in the video. It's the 4th of August and it is just about to tick over to 12 o'clock. Now, I've got quite a lot on my plate today because I've got team meeting. I'm going out running with a pal of mine, and then I've got a personal appointment that I need to get to as well. So I'll possibly try and start this at 9 o'clock tomorrow. I may start this evening when I've got a bit of tinker time on my hands where I can start playing with a few things. But what I'll do is whatever I do is I'll let you know during the videos at what time period and when the clock has actually started and how long stuff has taken me to do. And I'll also show you how I'm using AI to speed up the process and work a lot faster. At the end of the day, I'm really I suppose I'm quite skilled in lots of different areas that I don't think many people have those skills. For example, I've got a technology background, so I know kind of about systems and tech. I've obviously got an accountancy firm and I've worked as an accountant for a long time, so I know about finance. I'm a real systems thinker. I'm a teacher and educator because I've worked in a university. So we've got some really, really interesting stuff to come. I think this is going to be dead interesting. And I don't know why I do it to myself, to hold myself under all of this pressure. And I suppose it's because I'm the educator and I want to teach you how to do it and how to build it really, really well. So, and I hope you watch the rest of the videos. Okay, thanks, bye.